Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Funnel Hacker TV. We're so excited to have you guys. My name is Ben Moot. This is the wonderful Susan Leonardson, and we are here to give you all the details, everything that's going down in the Funnel Hacker community. So there's some things that are going on. First off, did you know Russell's about to go live in less than 4 hours? We're going to give you all the details. Plus, we have a very special interview that we're going to be doing today. We're going to get started on all of that and give you all the details. Plus, are you guys registered for 2 Comma Club yet? If not, we have a really cool story to share with you. So let's jump in and get started.
We are part of an underground group of entrepreneurs that you've probably never even heard of before. We are funnel hackers, and these are our stories.
Hey everybody, welcome to Funnel Hacker TV. Oh my gosh, okay, so Ben,
Yes.
we are both traveling this week,
Yes,
but
we
I
are.
found it really, really funny that even though so tell everybody, where are you traveling and why?
Yeah. So I'm going to Boise. So 2 Comma Club Live is happening next week. So I want to be in the office for it. And it's just going to be fun. So I'm traveling out there, and it's the first time my wife gets to come out with me to Boise. For over the last 2 years, I've been inviting her, and we finally made a way to work. Don't know if you guys know, we have a ton of animals. We have lots of dogs. We have several cats. Then we foster every once in a while too. So we have a lot of animals. So it's been a push just to get out to Boise. So we're excited. But that's where
That's
we're
awesome.
going. Where are you going?
So I find it funny that you're traveling to Boise and I'm traveling away from Boise, like almost on the same day. It's actually kind of a fun story. So someone that I know, I won't disclose it because it's her personal business, but someone I know is traveling because she's moving. And I'm like, hey, you're coming through town. Why don't you let me drive the last leg with you, and we can like just be together for a day. And she's traveling to where my family's at. So I get to go back home, see my dad for like literally a day. Then I'm flying back home Wednesday so that I can also participate in 2 Comma Club Live. And then Ben and I will be together on Thursday, which is really
On
fun.
Thursday. So it
Yeah.
sounds like I'm going to be alone on Tuesday, which is going to be okay.
You will be.
Yeah, it's going to be all right. We'll be fine. It'll be good. So lots of traveling going on. Let us know what's going on with you guys. The community is live. Like, we have been watching. I don't know if you guys know, Russell Brunson is putting out a daily newsletter right now. So we're combing through the community every single day. We're seeing everything that you guys are posting. There have been multiple people who have shared their 2 Comma Club story, like how they got a 2 Comma Club. And it's really, really cool. Say hello. We'd love to see you guys. And when we call you out, we'll try to make sure that we tag you in the future, because all these stories are just spectacular. We are excited to have you. Really quick, let's start with some FOMO really quick. There is something happening in less than 4 hours, and you need to be on there. Russell is doing a webinar. And so this is Secret of the Ages with Robert Collier. I've been listening to the Robert Collier book in Secret Success, and it has been mind-blowing. And it gets to that point where it almost becomes numbing, because you're like, you just have so many explosions that you're like, so you have to pause and like take a moment and just revamp through everything, which is great because there's a book club for all of that. But like, this webinar is going to be really cool. It's not just Russell. Russell's bringing on a couple of special guests in order to talk about everything that's going on with Robert Collier's Secret of the Ages. Now you can actually see Russell's image really quick of his copy of it. So he's got it. So he's going to be showing you guys that. He's going to be walking through it, why it's so cool. And we were talking yesterday, and he's like, I absolutely love like the cadence that we're doing with Secret Success. Like, we just get to have so much fun with all of this. And so if you guys are not registered, there's actually a banner really quick that I created, Christian. If you can go ahead and roll that really quick, it's secretsofsuccess.com/masterclass. So you guys can actually get registered there. Highly recommend it. It's going to be really, really, really good. That's happening in 4 hours. So you guys have some time to prepare, some time to clear out the schedule, figure out what you're going to do, how you're going to listen as you're going. So that happens in less than 4 hours today, February 1st. So make sure that you're registered, because it's going to be good and it's going to be glorious. The story behind everything Robert Collier is really brilliant. Many of you may know him from, I think, what was the book called? Is like the marketing letter. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, that sounds right. Justin's in the comments. He would know.
Yeah, Justin would know, of course. Justin, fix us. But like, he wrote one marketing book, and the rest of it was mindset and success focused. And so we get to actually delve into all these other things. And Secrets of the Ages goes almost, it goes into like these Christian ideas and then brings them out into this is how it can be applied everywhere. And so it's really interesting angle, and it's fast and it's upbeat and it's brilliant. So absolutely love it. Super, super good. Definitely go check that out. One other thing that's happening is 2 Comma Club Live. Susan, you want to give everybody the details just to make sure that they're not missing out?
Oh, yes. Okay. All right. This is happening starting the 7th. This is a 3-day event happening next week. So there is still some time for you to get signed up, but go do it today so you don't forget. And also, it's like a no-brainer deal. So I'll tell you what it is in a second. But the deal is like you just sign up. You don't even have to pay until the end. If you don't even like it, if you absolutely hated the event, you don't even have to pay. But you're going to love it anyway. So just plan on paying. So it is the Encore virtual conference. There are key speakers from this past year's FHL. They're pulling out their presentations and putting them together in this event with Russell doing live stuff from the studio. And it is all about bringing linchpin into your marketing. That was the theme of Funnel Hacking Live. He knows that a lot of you weren't able to be there. It sold out. A lot of you guys couldn't go. So here's your chance to get the information and be able to like be in the know, right? A lot of us are talking about linchpin like crazy. And we've moved fast on putting linchpin into our businesses and people that we work with. And so this is your chance to get into the know if you've kind of been like wondering like what's going on with this and why is everybody talking about this? So you can go to 2commaclublive.com to get signed up. And again, it's happening next week. So clear your calendars, mark it off, and just plan on being there as if you were there live in person with Russell.
Yeah. So everyone who is not good with dates, that's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And it's going to be really cool. So I'll be there, and we're going to do a recap on Thursday, like during the break. So it goes in the morning until there's a break for lunch, and then it goes from evening afterwards. And it's not just, so I've been actually seeing like all the things that are being put into this. This is not just the best from Funnel Hacking Live, this last one, and from Funnel Hacking Live past. Russell's actually grabbing some stuff from Secret Masterminds. He's like, you know what? That was actually the best time they taught this. So we're actually going to pull that out. We're going to pull this over here. So this is going to be the best of the best. This is not something that you just say, oh, you know what? I went last time. You want to be on top of this. This is the most updated, best taught versions. He actually was the other day. He's like, we taught this in the coaching program, like, you know, that everyone pays a ton for. I think we just grab that video out. So literally, like, we're taking the very best of the best, putting it in here for you guys. So definitely make sure that you are signed up for 2 Comma Club Live Linchpin Edition. You will not regret it. All right. With that said, I think we should introduce today's speaker. Today's interview. So we've been doing this, talking about all the people from 2 Comma Club who are inside of this. So Damon is inside of the inner circle. He has a really cool story. He may have funnel hacked his way into the inner circle. It's really, really cool. And if you guys don't know, has anybody ever gotten this book? Have you guys ever seen this book before? This is something that the inner circle put together. And they like had all this. So Susan's got a copy. This is available on Amazon.
Did you see how I did that without looking at my?
Yes. Oh, that was good. That was good. So yeah, this is available on Amazon. I have not seen a funnel for it yet. Damon, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Damon is the very first chapter inside of here. So we have our introduction by Russell. Justin Benton comes in and starts to freak out about how absolutely amazing the inner circle is. And then the first story in here is from Damon Burton, and it's the 50K bracelet. So Damon, welcome to Funnel Hacker TV. We're so excited to have you here and to share your 2 Comma Club secret with everybody. Thanks for coming.
What's up? Thanks for having me. What an honor. And, you know, I heard you say Justin's in the comments. Shout out to Justin, because he's the one that, you know, I'm sure we'll get to the 50,000 bracelet story, but Justin was the one that said, you know what, that birthed an idea right there, which became the book of Inside the Inner Circle.
Hey.
I love it. Justin's the catalyst, like the mover of good ideas, right?
Yeah.
Just make it happen.
Awesome. All right. So really quick, for people who are just getting into this world, you've been in the SEO world for a while. You have SEO National. You're helping multiple brands with ClickFunnels. Russell's tapped you on the shoulder multiple times and is like, hey, can I get your help? So you're involved with us almost daily. Yeah. And your team absolutely loves me because I'm very fast at getting on all the things that they want. I'm sure you've never heard about how slow I am.
You're on top of it.
Totally on top of it. Really quick, introduce everybody, like, what has been your background in the marketing world and internet marketing, and how did you join our community?
Yeah, well, thanks again for having me. I mean, it's cool to be here, and so many of our friends and peers have been on here, so I appreciate the opportunity. My background originally started in design 20 plus years ago, and then started SEO National 17 years ago. So, very early on in my entrepreneurship game, I realized I didn't want to be the one that did everything. And so I said, I think I'm going to give SEO the shot once I was exposed to it. And 17 years later, here we are. So, also married 17 years, 3 kids, and I got into Inner Circle 3 years ago, and that's is the $50,000 bracelet story inside the book.
I
That is
think, and this is such a fun story. It's also, correct me if I'm wrong, but it is also how you kind of first got introduced into the whole community itself too,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
Largely, yeah. I mean, I had a lot of friends that were in the community. The Josh 40 is kind of who I was tagging along with at FHL, and I'll try to give you the middle length abbreviated story because there's lots of turns in it. But I joined Josh for FHL. I think it was 2021. And he was kind enough to bring me along and let me tag along and introduce me to a few people. And of course, I knew about Russell and the community for years before that. But this is where I first started to dive into it. And then what happened was he had early access and I didn't. And he could go past this invisible line that I couldn't. And there was him and other friends, and that really bothered me. so so I went and asked the attendees at the little sash, and I said, look, I got some friends back there. I don't want anything other than just to go network, but I also don't expect anything for free. So is it possible is there some sort of upgrade available? And they pointed me over to customer service, and customer service said, no, it's for award winners only and coaching clients. And so I said, well, tell me about coaching. And then they brought in one of the sales gentlemen, and then from there he said, they're correct. You can't go back there. That is only for award winners or coaching clients. And he asked me about coaching, and I said, maybe not coaching. But then he says, what about a mastermind? And I said, yeah, tell me more about a mastermind. And then he told me the requirements, and you all know what they are. You got to do $1,000,000. You got to have certain accomplishments. And he told me 50 grand. And I went, what just happened? Like, we just went from, asking, and in my mind, I'm like, I'll pay $1,000 for an early access bracelet. And then we jumped to 50,000. But what's cool about it is that's why I was at FHL. It was to learn how to compress time and get into other inner circles, metaphorically. And it was surprisingly a very short decision, probably less than 10 seconds. And I told them, I said, I'm in. I had to verify and show them the income and join the lunch that day.
That is
That's
spectacular.
such a fun story. And so that's the story of the 50K bracelet.
Mhm.
It's in this book. So if you want more of the details and the twists and the turns, you can go read it in that book. Okay. So you, before you even like really started coming into the community, and before you even knew what Inner Circle was or anything, you had gone the path of getting your 2 comma club, like you joined the 2 comma club without even realizing that you were officially.
Right,
Can you tell us a little bit about like that journey for you in your business and building a business up to that level?
Sure. Yeah. Probably some of the more important highlights that are beneficial for entrepreneurs and funnel hackers is one of the first things that always comes to mind was, really boring stuff like documenting your processes, SOPs. And there's so much value, especially in this community, because we get really excited and we're chasing a lot of new opportunities. And sometimes if you just take a minute and look at what existing opportunity you have and think about where you can maximize that, that's where things really started to change for me from going from hundreds of thousands per year to millions per year, was just by amplifying what we were already good at and being able to do that consistently at scale while maintaining quality control. So that's probably one of the biggest things. And then the second thing that comes to mind is from Inner Circle. One of the biggest things that I've learned from Inner Circle is just getting out of my own way. And you come in and you see these peers that have done amazing things, and everybody in that group, has had to have done at least $1 million. And so there's a lot of people that have already been vetted that have done amazing things and have accomplished great things. And so you're surrounded by accomplished peers. But you go in there and you think, well, I've done cool stuff too. And then you're like, wow, I really haven't compared to seeing what everybody else has done. So it just shatters your expectations of what's possible. And I never even really had imposter syndrome in the capacity of, can I do cool things? But then you go there, and Russell talks about, the example of the 4-minute mile where nobody thought it was possible, and then it was done, and then all of a sudden within a year or so many other people did it. And that's my example of 4-minute miles in inner circle, going, holy crap, what I do in a year or a month, people in this group will do in a day. And one of the biggest ways they accomplish that is by getting out of their own way. And as Russell says, leave a man behind, identify who can carry the torch over once you've what you've established as a successful model, and then you get out of the way and move on to the next thing.
That's a really cool way to summarize that. Thank you so much. Like, the funny thing too is, like, this is the year of funnels for you. Like, building out a full-on ecosystem of funnels is what we were talking about. Like, you're building out this whole system, and it all comes around this one idea, which is the secret that you wanted to share with everybody. And that is, how do you cut a funnel's costs or lead the cost for the, wow. How do you cut your funnel's cost per lead in half for free in less than 20 minutes? Like, how do you cut that and make it so much easier? What was the idea behind that?
So it was at one of the breakout sessions up in Boise for Inner Circle. So everybody's familiar with Inner Circle, but what you might not be familiar with is us getting together a couple points in the year for a little private get together. So we have these meetings, and then we'll do these breakout sessions of little chunks of groups of 10 to 20 of us. And in one of these groups, Dave Lindenbaum, the legend, I went up and I did a little presentation. And what the presentation was is, the first year I was in Inner Circle, it took me a while to kind of find my place, because everybody else is paid ads and lead gen, and I'm like the organic guy that does things slow. And so when I had an opportunity to present one of these breakout sessions, I thought, how am I going to not bore these people? Because SEO is technical, and we got to talk about slow things, and everybody here is fast. And so I tried to figure out what I could translate from my world that could be applicable to their world. And so what I ended up presenting was how to take SEO concepts of improving your funnel speed, making it load quicker, but how do you do that in a funnel? And what that translates to is a quicker loading funnel means reduced cost per click. And I'll explain that in a minute. And, the faster it loads, the more likely you are to increase conversions. And so I did this presentation on that. And when I was done, Dave Lindenbaum said, that was amazing. We want people to make sure they take action on it. So at the end of the day, when you get back to the hotel, can you record just a quick video, and we'll drop it in the group's chat. And so I recorded this little 5-10 minute video, and I walked through what to do. Now, what you do is really simple. So what happens a lot of times when we build a funnel is we load all these cool images, but what we don't realize is they're the raw, oversized dimension. And so what you want to do is, when you go to your funnel, so everybody can do this right now. So you go to your funnel, you right click on the images, and then depending on the browser, there'll be something that says like inspect. And what you want to do is compare how big you see the image on screen versus how big the image actually is. So you could see it on screen. Like, a lot of us will put a headshot at the top, and it's about 500 pixels wide, but it's the original 4,000 pixel HD image. And so you're loading this image that's 800% larger than it needs to display at. So when you can identify that gap in what your image is versus what it should be, you resize it, and your funnel literally looks exactly the same. You're not changing copywriting, you're not changing colors, you're not A/B testing anything, you're just scaling it so it removes that bloat. Now repeat that on all of your images. So that's what my video was. What for the group was, how do you walk through this, and a couple other things that you can do. And because I recorded that video, dropped it in the group chat, 2 people took action on it. And one of them reduced their cost per lead from around $9 down to $3.80. And the other one increased their opt-in rate 27%. Now, the reason why this works on the cost and the opt-in, the opt-in's obvious, right? Because the faster the page loads, everybody's impatient. So if it takes too long, we leave. So if you don't get the opportunity to capture them while they're there, that's why it decreases conversion. So by improving the load of your funnel, that's why it increases it. Now, on the cost per lead and click, what a lot of people don't know is when you go pay Zuckerberg or you pay Google, they actually ping your website before they send a visitor to your funnel. And so they're checking for the user experience, and they're looking to see if it loads quickly or if it's painfully slow. And so what happens if it's slow, Zuckerberg goes, oh man, Damon's running a funnel and it's not loading so hot, so it's probably not going to convert as well. And if it's not going to convert as well, he's probably not going to come back and buy more ads from me. So I'm going to get my money now and increase the costs. But then if he pings it and it loads quickly, then it's the opposite. Oh, cool. Damon did his due diligence. He's providing good user experience for audience. That therefore it's probably going to convert better. And because it converts better, I want him to be a lifelong ad buyer. So I'm going to incentivize him with a lower cost per click. And so that's what you can do is just go through, scale your images, and just by reducing that less than 20 minutes, everybody that I've given this to and everybody that's implemented it has had some sort of noticeable impact.
That is
It's insane. I didn't know that about Facebook doing that. Or wherever, I'm sure more than Facebook does that. But that's an amazing tip. People are loving that in the comments too, by the way.
Have you ever used any tools for something like that? Like I've played with like GT metrics, and GT metrics will like give you a link like here's an optimized size of all the images that are in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
GT metrics is a great tool. So what you want to do is scale them, and then there's another thing you can do is compress them. And so I'll give the audience a couple free tools. So GT metrics is great because it'll help you identify those oversized images. Now they recently changed how they do things. One is they're no longer entirely free, and so you get like one scan for free, but their paid account's cheap. It's like $5 a month. So you can still do that. You are correct. They used to give you the resized image. They don't do that anymore. So you'll still have to do the right click and inspect thing. But once you do that, then depending on if you're a Windows user or a Mac user, there's two plugins or apps you can use. So for those of you that are on Mac, you can go search a tool called Image Optim, IMAGEOPTIM. And what you want to do is after you resize your images, drop them into Image Optim. Now, if you're a Windows user, there's a tool called Caesium, CAESIUM. So depending on those, what this does is different than the scaling. What a lot of people don't realize is when you create a graphic or an illustration, it embeds in that image where you made it, what tool you used, and what date it was. And so there's hidden data in there. So even though we don't see it, it's embedded in there. And because it's embedded in there, it slows that image down. And if you have like a real image, like a headshot, it can often hold the data of the camera aperture speed, the latitude, longitude. So any image can have hidden data. And so what you want to do is after you scale it, drop it in one of these tools, and it'll remove that hidden data. And that'll also increase your page speed as well.
That is nuts.
That's awesome. We have a question. What was the Windows one again?
Caesium, CAESIUM. And you can just go search what those tools are doing is called lossless compression. So you can just go Google lossless compression tools and find a variety.
Very, very cool. That's awesome. Great tips.
Thank you so much.
And so effective and so simple.
Well, and the crazy, like the thing is, like when you're starting to scale and you're starting to grow your business and you're sending a lot of traffic, even just a 1% change in any little piece makes a huge difference. Like it just has a butterfly effect where it's that one little thing makes everything downstream easier, especially on your very first page. And so we've seen that, like we did that. We added Voomly into our pages, and it massively decreased the size and the load time because Voomly is magically ridiculously well compressed. And so that's brilliant. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So where can people go to find out more golden nuggets and things that you do?
Well, this will give us an opportunity to talk about the funnel ecosystem. So historically, I've only ran one funnel, and I've ran it largely different than the majority of other people. So freeseobook.com. You can go there, and it is genuinely free SEO book. So you go there, you type in your email, you get it instantly. There's no upsell. There's nothing. That's the end. So what I've started to do is build this ecosystem that you talked about that we're going to roll out this year of connecting a variety of funnels. And so Russell always talks about ascension. And so the free SEO book is going to be the baseline. And, depending on how much time we have, we can dive deeper into how I've used that funnel. but it'll tie into a lot of things where it's all the things that Russell teaches is start with with some sort of free or cheap model, and so then that's going to tie into a lot of what we talked about with page speed. And so it's like, do you want to go deeper on this? And then here's the things that we can do for you. And then it's going to go into a community, and then the community is going to go into education and certification. So I'll be rolling out a variety of funnels that support that ecosystem this year. So I'm excited.
So cool.
So
Awesome.
I didn't want to take too much of your time and jump into the funnel ecosystem, but if you want to share and if everyone's up for it, like that'd be really cool to hear like what it is that you're building. Like you've had this one funnel, it's been the lead gen system, it's been the process. Do you have time to talk about it? Is that something you're
Yeah.
comfortable sharing?
Yeah. There'll be some good examples in this about entrepreneurship. And so a lot of times the big thing that I've struggled with in Inner Circle is seeing all the cool stuff that everybody does. And so this is my third year, and when I first got in, I was kind of in this rock and a hard place where it's everybody's doing all these amazing things and introducing new funnels and making $1 million in a day, and I'm like, I want to do that too. But then at the same time, I was like, nothing's wrong over here at the agency. And so how do I pursue those things without sacrificing the potential reputation of what I already have that I've worked so hard to build? And so for the first year in Inner Circle, it was kind of weird because I didn't know if I was making the right decision, because I was playing the slow game and I was protecting what I had built. And I was largely not jumping into a lot of the opportunities because I was nervous to ruin what wasn't broken. And so then what I did after that or during that is even though I didn't immediately implement things, I still documented them, and I still started putting my ducks in a row. So I knew what I could implement when the time was right. Then I hired a COO about 1.5 years ago, and then I've been transitioning daily operations over to him. And so this is where we talked about getting out of your own way. And so now that he's had that responsibility for a while, and I'm starting to feel more comfortable about maintaining what we have already, now I can redirect my time over to all these other things that we've been learning in Inner Circle. And so I'm excited, going to be rolling out a couple different funnels in which I actually directly monetize instead of passively and indirectly through the free SEO book. And then we're going to be introducing an ascension model. I get asked all the time, do you have a course? Do you have consulting? And I have all those things. I actually recorded a course 3 or 4 years ago, but I never launched it because I didn't have the time to support it, or I didn't at the time know how to pass that to somebody else. And so now that I know the answers to those things, now I can roll out that course, and then the course can lead into a certification program, and the certification can lead into consulting and a community, and then the community can lead into a mastermind. So I'm finally connecting all the things that everybody else already knows about.
That sounds
That is
amazing. Yeah, that'll be fun. So that's your goal for this year, is to start bringing those pieces together and building them up, right? Yep.
Yep.
That's awesome. It's gonna be fun to watch too.
Yeah. You had mentioned Lynchpin earlier, and that kind of ties into this. Is out of all the material that Russell's put out, that's probably my favorite, and it's among the most clear outlines, and it's definitely the most actionable. So for everybody that's looking for, what the next move is, there's a reason why everyone's pushing Lynchpin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. Which is the perfect moment for us to once again plug to Comma Club Live.
Yes. Make sure that you guys are registered.
Yep. To commaclublive.com. All right, Ben, you were about to say something. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say thank you, Damon, for all of this. It's like I didn't expect this much. So thank you, for sharing so willingly with everybody. I know, in the Inner Circle, everyone's sharing very willingly. Everyone's really excited to give everybody their very best in order to be able to help each other out. And it's really cool when we get to be able to have somebody who comes in and who is that willing with the entire community. So first off, thank you. It was huge and much, much appreciated. But second off, thanks for making the time. Thanks for constantly investing back in the community, from the book ideas, from all the different things, from always being there, and just you're appreciated. You know that internally already. We love and appreciate everything that you're doing, but as externally as well, and helping out the community. Thank you. We absolutely appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. And it's a great community. I've reinvested a lot into other masterminds, and I have not renewed any of them except Inner Circle.
Okay, really quick. Where is the place that everybody can find you one more time?
FreeSEObook.com. You can, if you want to go down the rabbit hole of SEO, that's the entire outline of my agency processes. No bait and switch, no upsell. It's just everything right there. And then from there, it'll invite you to an upcoming Facebook group. And then you'll see the rest unfold from there.
That is cool. And then you get to follow along the entire ride and funnel hack his entire journey to building out all of his ecosystem. So yeah, go follow along.
So cool. Thank you
Damon,
so much
thank you
for
for
being here
joining.
with us, Damon.
Been a pleasure. Thank you both.
Yeah.
All right. Quick, your takeaway first.
Oh my gosh. It was like rapid fire awesomeness. The Facebook testing and charging people different amounts for their advertising based on page load speed. No idea that was happening. So definitely make this a priority of getting your page load speed in order.
If we can share my screen really quick, these are a couple of the tools that Damon talked about. I just wanted to pull these up really quick. GT Metrics is one. He said this is, you have to pay for this now. But once you get it resized, whether you can resize that just on your own machine. If you're on a Mac, Image Optim works extremely well. And then if you're on a PC, if you're a PC user, and yes, Justin, what is a PC user? Then you want to use this one. So this is KCM image compressor. And so you can come over here and find all of this. So this is, I think, one of the cool things here too, is that this community is not just a place for everybody who wants to run and make money really quick. It's not just like, we're going to make this happen, we're going to launch this, we're going to do ads. You find everybody here, and everybody is giving and making this a fabulous place. And it's been really cool to be able to invite the 2 Comic Club winners and the people from the inner circle into the community again, the broader community, and be able to get some of those insights here as well, because they're great insights and they are spectacular. So absolutely spectacular. Thank you so much, Damon. Appreciate it. Should we do one more pitch?
I was going to say, yeah, there's a couple things we have to remind you about, and Justin's already in the comments making sure everybody knows. All right. So first thing, in 3.5 hours, at 2 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Eastern, the Secrets of the Ages Masterclass. This is a live webinar with Russell. It is based on the Secret of Ages books by Robert Collier, and it's happening today. So again, it's at the bottom, secretsofsuccess.com/masterclass. Don't miss that. Get signed up. And you want to tell them about the one other thing?
Yes, 2 Comic Club Live. You got to make sure that you guys register for this. Just as a note, we used to do 2 Comic Club Live back in the past. It's different. It is radically different. Like, we are changing everything and adjusting the entire process because of what happened at Funnel Hacking Live last year, which blew everybody's minds. And so even if you've had that experience in the past and you've absolutely loved it, and you're like, it might be nice for a refresher, this gets even better. So this is one from last year, or a couple of years ago. This is Senkalp Metal, and he said, I'm so grateful I'm writing this. It's 6 a.m. here, and he's watched every single session over the last 3 days. And I am proud of myself. This is going to bring radical change. And so, like, it doesn't matter where you are. You could be anywhere across the globe, and this is going to be an opportunity for you to learn everything that is usually kept behind closed doors and has a very special invisible line. And so if you guys appreciated that, you want to make sure that you guys are in. All you have to do is go to 2comicclublive.com. And really quick, what we're going to do is, as we're doing this and headed out, what we're going to do is going to run this video really quick and be able to show you guys what it is that you have an opportunity to get in on. Highly recommend jump in. Number 1, register for the Secret Success Masterclass. It's happening really soon. And then next week, make sure that you are ready for 2 Comic Club Live. It is a game changer. It is a life changer. We cannot wait to see you there and talk through all the different things that we are learning together. So with that said, Damon, thank you so much. Let's roll the intro, or roll the outro. Yeah, 2 Comic Club Live video. That one.
Is it okay if I break down the secret formulas that allow so many business owners to grow? One of the biggest keys you guys can use to blowing up the linchpin.
Now you guys are familiar with the linchpin principles and concepts and frameworks.
It will drive traffic to every part of your linchpin model.
Fill your funnels with the blood of your enemy.
I'm out of breath. I wasn't ready for that.
This is going to be huge for your life, if that's okay.
You're going to want to see this.
I'm going to go through the model as a whole right now, and then we're going to break it down, go piece by piece by piece over the next couple of days, and it's going to be amazing.
The linchpin is the secret to my success. It was the title of my last book, and countless entrepreneurs from all around the world are now using it, who all say, this is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
This is the way.
Linchpin is the way. To 5 figures, 6 figures, $1 million, $1 billion, it's the way.
And that's why we're launching the Two Comma Club Live Linchpin Edition, which brings all the linchpins together with hand-selected speakers, every single piece you need to be successful with the linchpin.
Dramatic demonstrations.
Let's talk about being an attractive character.
Webinar, challenge, or an event.
Nifty people into continuity. This is the way. If you want to grow a company today, this is the way. Through this process called linchpin.
Each of these speakers is doing one specific part of the linchpin. And so we're bringing them to you so you can look what they're doing, you can funnel hack it, and you can model it inside of your business. You get a chance to learn this.
How we host huge webinars, huge events.
And this.
Is my entire framework.
And a lot of...
And tell you exactly how it works.
And then brace yourself for...
This is a hot topic. Once your mind is expanded to a new concept or idea, it's hard to go back to its original way of thinking.
For this event, what we're going to do is we're going to let you attend for free. What kind of for free? Let me explain how it works. Tickets to this event cost $197. But I don't want you to pay for that until after the event's over. I want to make sure that it's completely worth it to you before you pay anything. So what's going to happen is you're going to go and you're going to put your credit card information right now. If you love it, then don't do anything and we'll bill you the $197 we agreed upon. But if you don't love the event, at the end we'll give you a special email address. You can email us and let us know and we won't bill you anything. Does that sound more than fair? Cool.
You guys ready to learn?
There's no fluff. Build a massive audience of raving fans.
The only way to get this in the past was to be at the last Funnel Hacking Live or to join the Two Comma Club X coaching program. But now you can watch the exact same information from the comfort of your own couch or your office or your bathtub. Because this is your world. The linchpin just lives in it. Fill out the form on the side and get your ticket to Two Comma Club Live Linchpin Edition today. Can you leave? This is, it's kind of my time now. So click on the link, fill out the form, and we'll see you soon. My name is Russell Brunson, and I'm part of an underground group of entrepreneurs that you've probably never even heard of before. We don't rely on cash from venture capitalists to get started, and we don't even have goals to go public either. In fact, our motivation is the exact opposite. You see, we have products and services and things that we know change people's lives. But because we're fighting against the big brands, people with literally unlimited budgets, we have to do things differently. We have to do things smarter. We don't have financial safety nets because every test we take is with our own money. We have to be profitable from day number one. So how do we do that? How is that even possible? If you ask the MBAs or look at your college textbooks, they will tell you that what we are doing is impossible, yet it's happening every single day. And it's happening through an art and a science that we call funnel hacking. It's not really something that I can explain to you. It's something I have to show you. These stories are a glimpse of entrepreneurs just like you who have a dream and a vision who want to change the world in their own little way. I use the funnel hacking process to help make their dreams become a reality. Yes, we are funnel hackers, and these are our stories.